What if worldviews could be evaluated the same way we evaluate scientific theories? Not by preference, not by tradition, but by structured, measurable convergence across independent domains. Because right now, we don't actually have a unified way to compare competing views of reality. And that's a problem. Today, most debates about truth happen in isolation. Science operates in one domain, philosophy in another. History, personal experience, and cultural development, all treated separately. So what happens? People choose the domain that favors their conclusion. Some say, if it's not scientifically testable, it's not real. Others say, science can't answer ultimate questions. And both sides talk past each other. There is no shared structure, no common framework, just competing claims, without a way to evaluate them together. But what if the problem isn't the evidence? It's the way we're organizing it. Convergent epistemology starts with a simple shift. Instead of asking, which single domain proves this? It asks, what happens when multiple independent domains all point in the same direction? Because in every other field of inquiry, convergence matters. In science, we don't rely on a single experiment. We look for replication, consistency, alignment across methods. In history, we don't trust one source. We look for independent accounts that agree. Why should evaluating reality itself be any different? Convergent epistemology treats each domain as a distinct line of evidence. Scientific observations, historical records, predictive patterns, human experience, intellectual and cultural development. Each one on its own can be debated. Each one can be challenged. But when they begin to align, not through dependence but through independence, something changes. The question is no longer, is this one piece convincing? But how likely is it that all of these independent domains converge by chance? Because isolated arguments can always be explained away. Convergence is much harder to ignore. Let's break this down briefly. 1. Prediction. Does a system make claims about the future that later align with reality? Not vague statements, but structured, testable patterns. 2. Anomaly. Are there events or data points that resist conventional explanation? Not just gaps in knowledge, but persistent outliers that point beyond current models. 3. Knowledge production. Has the system contributed to the growth of structured knowledge? Not just belief, but advancement. 4. Macro history. Does the system align with large-scale historical developments? Not isolated events, but long-term patterns across civilizations. 5. Human experience. Does it correspond with consistent human experiences across cultures and time? Not isolated testimony, but recurring patterns of perception and transformation. Each domain alone is incomplete, but together, they form a network. This changes the conversation entirely. Instead of endless debates between isolated arguments, we now have a way to evaluate systems as systems. Not, is this argument convincing? But, does this worldview demonstrate convergence across independent domains? Because if it does, then we're no longer dealing with preference. We're dealing with a pattern, and patterns, especially independent ones, require explanation. At a certain point, the question shifts from, can this be debated? To, can this convergence reasonably be dismissed? This framework doesn't force a conclusion, but it does raise the standard. It moves the conversation from isolated claims to structured evaluation, from opinion to convergence. If you want to go deeper, this channel breaks down each domain individually and shows how they begin to align. Because the real question isn't just what each domain says, it's what happens when they all start saying the same thing.